Hello everyone, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants. Welcome to MBA Watch Profile of the Week, sponsored by Stratus Admissions Counseling. Today we have a really interesting candidate, and many of you out there might actually be similar to him. We call him Mr. CPG Loyalty Builder. So he works at a CPG company. He's done that for 6 years, went to West Virginia University, has a GPA of 3.4, a GMAT score of 710. He's 28 years old, and his first choice school is Georgetown, second choice Emory. And we're lucky to have today Donna Bauman, who is a consultant with Stratus Admissions Counseling. She has 15 years of MBA admissions experience at Keenan Flagler at UNC Chapel Hill. Welcome.
Hi, John. It's great to be here. It's fun to be a part of this.
So Donna, what do you make of Mr. CPG Loyalty Builder?
I love that he has CPG experience. You don't see as many people coming into the MBA admissions process with CPG experience. People are more likely to do that going out of an MBA program. I also love that he went to his state university, that he, was maybe the best school that was in his set of choices. Very solid GMAT score, solid GPA, then had amazing results. He's got an amazing, 6 years, really strong track record of results and promotions. I also think that Georgetown McDonough and Emory are solid programs. But here's a case where I would almost say you should apply there, but you might also, put some stretch schools in there for you, because I think that he is a solid candidate at those schools. But since he wants to do healthcare, consulting, he wanted to pivot a little bit more into healthcare.
Right.
It made me think about actually UNC Keenan Flagler, where 13% of the class goes into healthcare, or Fuqua, where 8% goes into healthcare, Wharton or Harvard, where about 7% go in, or Darden, where 8% go in.
It seems to me, and I want to get your opinion about this, is, we already mentioned his post-MBA goals, which is to move into consulting and ultimately into the healthcare industry through consulting. But he mentions MBB or a boutique firm. And I'm thinking he'd be better at a Duke or Darden or even a higher ranked school if he wants MBB versus a Georgetown or an Emory. What's your take on that?
I don't know that he has to go MBB to get to where he wants to go. I think he might be better off just, looking at some of the boutique firms right away.
Yeah.
But certainly if MBB is part of his future, they recruit at all the top programs. But also there are certain schools, very top schools, where I used to joke they sort of come with a backhoe. They're like ready to load bodies in to take them. Whereas when
True.
they go a little on the lower of the top 20, they're coming with dessert forks. So they're selecting very carefully, but you're certainly not riding the odds if that's really what you want to do. But I would challenge him to say, why is that absolutely necessary?
Right. So what can he do to improve his shot at Georgetown? It seems to me this guy should walk into Georgetown, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's a competitive year. So I don't think anybody is a shoo-in anywhere.
Right.
I can't say that he's absolutely going to get in, but I would say he looks like a very strong candidate to me. He looks like someone that could do well. And I don't know that he has to do anything different other than just be sure that he tells his story in a compelling way.
And given his strong track record, he seems to, there's a lot of leverage in telling that story, but telling it in a humble way.
And the thing is, every MBA program looks for results, looks for people who actually have gotten things done. And he's worked long enough. And that is his super strength, right? Is that he has had all these impressive promotions, that he's managed P&L, that he's
led teams.
Yeah, he's led teams. So he's coming in really as someone who can add a lot to class discussions. So I think he's got, like I said, a bright future. And I would encourage him to expand his list, and not just, I expand his list higher too.
Great. Okay. What are his odds at Georgetown given this story and given the stats?
I think he has very good odds. I'm gonna go with 60%.
That's really good.
I think that might even be conservative, but I like to be conservative.
Yeah, and I know why, because there is a certain randomness to MBA admissions at this level. You never can tell what can happen, and you never know who else is in the pool that you're competing against at any given time.
Right. And we also don't know, I don't think we know what round. So again, if he's looking at round 3 and they just happen to load up on CPG people right before they saw him, then you're a little bit strapped that way. So, but I do think he's got a lot to offer. If McDonough is where he wants to go, I think that is a good option potentially for him.
All right, Donna, thank you. That's a great assessment.
Thank you, John.
Mr. CPG Loyalty Builder, we know you're going to get in someplace, and follow the advice. Tell your story well. Tell it in a humble way. Don't be beating your chest, and expand your selection of schools. Georgetown is a great place. So is Emory to get an MBA, and that would serve you well. But we think you could actually stretch a little bit more and go for a higher ranked school. All right, this is John Byrne with Poets and Quants. You've been watching MBA Watch Profile of the Week, sponsored by Stratus Admissions Counseling.